Hey YouTubers, Coach Eric here from the Caro family channel. Hope you're doing well. Ever since this guy decided to post his video about jump serving starting from 8 to 13 years old, I've received a couple of emails and some texts from players asking what they can do to work during the off season in order to make themselves better, more powerful jump servers. So in this video, I'm going to break down some tips and techniques in terms of what you can do to train yourself before your school or your club season starts up. So stay tuned. And hey, if you like my material, subscribe to my channel and hit that like button for me. If you have any questions or comments or topics that you want to see more videos on, leave them below and I'll try to make additional videos for you or answer your questions for you. So why jump serve? Well, first of all, it's pretty cool, especially if you can do it with the right form. But more importantly, it's a good way of aggressively attacking your opponent straight out of the gate, straight out of the serve for that particular point. You want to put them on the defensive right away by giving them a difficult serve to manage. That way they can't make an easy pass to their setter and set up an offensive play right away, right off of your serve. It's going to give you an opportunity to dictate the point, dictate the pace of the point, and then get an easy ball back so that you, in turn, can run an offensive play once you get the ball. It's a really good way of keeping your defense out of sticky situations and giving your offense the best opportunity to get points for you and your team. Swinging wildly and hitting the ball into the bottom of the net or out of the gym doesn't help your team whatsoever. There needs to be some balance between power and control. I've studied some better jump servers in our local area teams, and what I found is that if you can jump serve somewhere between 86 to 94% accurately, with of course some varied degree of power, you're going to be assisting your team in collecting points. Let's break down the jump serves by stages. Now, before moving on to each stage, the goal is to make sure that you are performing each stage with accuracy and consistency first. First of all, the toss. Now, there are three elements to the toss: direction, spin, and height. Now, the ball should be tossed in a straight line. Now, I'm going to assume that you're right-handed for this. From your right hip with a straight arm and cupped hand up into the air with a bowling motion. The path of the ball should travel in a straight line from your right hip toward the direction in which you are serving the ball. For the spin, the ball should have a topspin motion to it. The more the ball has spin initially, the faster the ball will drop once it crosses the plane of the net. So what you want to do is try to get the ball to spin in the air at least 8 to 10 revolutions from the point you toss the ball to the point you make contact. And once you've become more proficient, you can go for more revolutions. But starting with 8 to 10 revolutions per toss is a good starting point. Toss height. The path of the ball should have enough loft and arc to it that it gives you enough time to take your full approach and hit the ball at the top of your leap. We'll talk about putting the stages together in a bit here, but depending on how tall you are and how high you jump, you might start with maybe a 14 to 15 foot high toss with the ball landing about 12 to 13 feet in front of you. Now, these numbers are going to have to be adjusted based off your individual skill set, but let's use this as a starting point. The ball should land in front of you, in front of your right hip, right shoulder. That's how you know the toss is going straight. Now, again, we're going to focus on form and consistency. If you can do about 8 out of 10 tosses perfectly, you can go ahead and move on to the next step. But if you want to be really strict with yourself, you should be hitting 95 out of 100 in terms of accuracy for the height, spin, distance, and direction of your toss. All right, footwork. Now that you have your toss consistent, let's work on footwork. Now keep in mind, you have a limited amount of floor space when you're doing a jump serve. Courts usually have probably 5 or 6 feet. I've seen most of the courts actually around 8 or 9 feet of space. So you need to take that into consideration when you're training yourself. In this video, I'm going to assume that you're going to have a runway of about 8 feet, and then you'll have room to take a 4-step approach. Assuming that you're a right-handed player, that's a right-left approach, just like you're an outside hitter going up for a hit. Now, the key things to remember here is that it's a big right and left leap forward of the first 2 steps, followed by a quick right and left step or a hop where your toes are pointed straight and you've got a real deep knee bend. All right, body control. So from here, we're going to start from the load-up position, then work on body control in the air. The goal here is to start with an open stance. So we're going to be jumping in the air, swinging our arms up, still going for that rebound. But this time, while you're in the air, you're going to twist your body to square up with the middle of the court and pretend to grab the rebound at the top of the jump, then land 3 to 4 feet into the court, piking over your torso and landing with your feet square to the court with a nice soft landing. All right, this is your first opportunity to combine the elements. So we're going to piece the steps together, steps 1, 2, and 3. The goal here is to rebound on your own toss at the top of your jump. This part will take a while since it's the key to having a good jump serve. My strong recommendation here is don't go forward until you've really mastered these first 4 stages. If you do, you're not only going to tire yourself out, but you're probably going to start developing poor habits with compromised techniques. I know you'll be tempted, just don't do it. It'll make learning process much slower. All right, the arm swing. Starting from the load-up position, we'll add the jump and the arm swing. The goal here is to jump with our max leap, then transition into an open bow and arrow position. We're going to visualize the ball up in the air directly in front of us. Left hand finds the path of the ball. Right hand starts to swing up and over your shoulder, replacing your left hand with your right as you close your shoulders, pike over your torso. The point of contact is high. The wrist snaps over the top of the ball to generate topspin. Here's our second combination of the elements. We're going to add the arm swing to the first 3 steps. Now, as you're doing this, my recommendation is to use your max jump, but slowly add power to your arm swing. Start with maybe 50, 60, 70, 85%, and then be okay with staying at 85% of your power until you increase consistency. Now that you're working on your consistency, my tip would be to focus on increasing your explosiveness and increasing your vertical leap. Reference the jump box video that I have here posted. It's a good frame of reference in terms of what you can do to add interest to your vertical. Once you're able to swing at close to 100% with good control, leave a comment for me and link your own video online if you've got one. I hope this video helps you out. Leave a comment, and I hope to see you on the volleyball courts. Take care.